love the book, that's awesome. I will say this, don't be offended of what I'm going to say now, but I like the book. Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video I'm going to do my wrap up for February and March. I'm gonna talk about these 2 months because in February I didn't read too much, so yeah. So let's do this. Like I said, in February I did not read so much at all. I only read like 2 books, or I finished 2 books in February. I mean, that's totally fine, of course, but I didn't feel like I wanted to do a wrap up in February because so in February because I didn't read so much. So yeah, so I'll start with a physical book that I do not have at home because I borrowed it from my library, but it was red, white and royal blue. I will say this before I tell you what I think about the book. I know it was a very hyped book, both booktube and bookstagram. So for a while I didn't want to read it because of the hype. But then I started to feel in December last year that I might actually want to read it, so I borrowed it. And here's why I think I'll put it this way, if you love the book, that's awesome. I will say this, don't be offended of what I'm going to say now, but I like the book. Here's what I said on Goodreads. It was good, heartwarming and funny. I can see why it's a hype, but for me it feels like a 3.5 stars. It was good, and that's basically how I feel about the book. I will say though, I don't read too much romance. Romance is the least genre that I read from. But I do tend to like fake dating, I guess. I've realized that now, that if I am going to read a romance, fake dating is a trope that I do like. But still, red, white and royal blue wasn't as good as many people think. At least I think it wasn't that good as the hype says it is. So for me it was okay. It was good, but will I read it again? No. I won't, but yeah, it was a good read. I have nothing else to say. So the last book in February that I did read was on audiobook. In February I started to reread a series, a Swedish book series about Jonalina. It's a thriller series about the police that's solving murders, and you get to follow these books. And all the books in this series has been translated into English. The author I'm talking about is Lars Kepler. Yeah, I mean their books has been so famous that it's been both a movie and been translated into other language. So if you are like me that like dark thrillers, I highly recommend this series about Jonalina. So my favorite book in the series is The Sandman, and that book I started in I started in February, and no, the last January I started it and finished it in February. And after that book I started listening to Stalker, that is book 5 in the series. So The Sandman is book 4, and that book is also my favorite book. And then after I listened to Stalker, I continued to listen to book 6 in the series, that is The Rabbit Hunter in English, or yeah. And then I finally listened to Lazarus, that is book 7 in the series. There is 8 books in the series, and I haven't listened to that book yet, but I probably will do that in April now. But when I first started listening to the series the first time, I finished the series when the book 7 had came out just as an ebook, and I don't read much ebook, so for a while I did not continue with the series. But now I finally have listened to book 7, and I liked it. It was good. I gave it 4 stars. Here's what I said on Goodreads. This was a good book, good one, just like the other ones. It was like an action movie, but in a book. I rated 4.75. So yes, I did like it. Probably not my favorite. It still is. It's my favorite is still The Sandman, but I like it. I liked it. I liked it very much. So now I have been talking about all the books that I've been listening to. I can say that in March now I've mostly been listening to audiobooks. I did read one physical book that I know I finished. I finished the book in March, but I started the book in February. The physical book that I did read in March was A Dog Purpose, a novel. Here's the name. Dog's Journey, another novel for humans by yes, the author's name is Bruce Cameron. I read it in Swedish, but yes, it has been translated to Swedish, but so I read it in Swedish. I love that book. I will say this, I'm a dog person, and was so good. Here's what I said on Goodreads. So I finally finished this book, and it was very loving and heartwarming book. I love dogs. So yes, I gave it 4 stars. I want to read all his books because he's been written books about dogs, and I literally love dogs. So I will probably read more of his books. But yes, that's all the books I've been recently during February and March been reading, or listened to, but mostly I've been listening to audiobooks. Lately I have a book that I'm reading physically now, but I'm not finished it yet. I will probably finish it, if not today, then tomorrow, but my plan is to finish it to this weekend. So yes, but yes, I will put in all the books. I will put in a picture of all the books that I'm talking about. But yes, I will put it this way. February wasn't a good reading month for me, but March was a better reading month for me. So yes, but and now I will also show you 2 books that I didn't show you in my book haul. These books I did buy after the book sale and before the book sale. So yes, so I will show you quick. So this book I did mention. This is a dystopian book, The Road by Cormac Cardy. What I do know is this is a dystopian book, and I love dystopian books, so yes. So this one I did bought in January. And now the book that I bought after book sale was Agatha Christie, The Murder of the So yes, Agatha Christie I have only seen as a TV series, but I want to try to read her books. I love murder mysteries and to solve crimes, so yes, and this is the first book, so yes. So these 2 books I have also bought, but now I am having a bookshop stop, which means that I will probably not buy any more books for a while, because I have so many. So yes, that was all for this video. I wanted to talk about the books I've been reading recently in both February and March, and do a wrap up for that. And also I'll also show you the books that I didn't show you in my latest book haul. So yes, what have you recently read? How many books did you read in March? Did you have a good reading month in March? Let me know what you have been reading recently in the comments. Would like to know that. And yes, don't forget to subscribe, like my video, comment, and you also can share my videos so more people can see it. Would love to hear what you've been reading recently and what you thought of the books you've been reading. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye.